Welcome to another Kendra's Card Challenge Hop. So glad you could be here today. So in today's video, I'm going to be working with our super sponsor. This calls for Confetti. And they sent me some really neat stuff. So this die set is so cool because it's got all the happy things, and it's got a space there where you can put the subset and sentiments. We've got anniversary, birthday, Easter, Father's Day, 4th of July, Halloween, holidays, Mother's Day, exclamation point, days ahead, gotcha day, New Year, Valentine's Day, and thoughts. So every occasion. And then there's this die set, and it's got all kinds of terrific dies. It's an A2 set. So the very last one, or the biggest one, is going to be your A2 card front size. And I will be using the third one, which is the 3 3/4 by 5. And then I'm going to use some paper from this paper pad, also from this calls for Confetti. So it's got all kinds of bright colors, and I love this. And I'm gonna use the pink. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm on a pink kick these days. And we're gonna be doing some watercoloring here. So I've already taped my watercolor paper, and this is a larger piece of paper. It's 4.5 by 6. And I've got my paint, which is the rose color, and rose madder, I think it's called. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to completely soak my paper here, because what I'm going for is an ombre look. So I'm just going to wet my paint down, and I'm going to start heavy and then go just basically keep brushing back and forth all the way to the bottom. And this is how you get an ombre look with watercolor. And then brush back up, brush back down, so on. Okay, so it's just about perfect there, but I want it a little bit darker at the top, so I'm just going to go in one more time. And the same thing, I'm just going to keep moving my brush back and forth so that I don't get any weird water spots. Now we want to let that dry completely, and I'm just going to wipe off the excess paint here. And once that's dry, we'll continue on. So there's what that looks like, and in a moment you'll see what it looks like when it's dry. And then I'm going to use this die, and I'm going to die cut out the part that I want. So see, it didn't matter about the edges at all. So you want to, if you're going to do that, you're going to want to use a bit bigger of a piece of paper. So I'll just turn on my die cutting machine and get this set up to go, and we'll cut it out. This die leaves a beautiful beveled edge, and like a mark on the corner is like a rounded corner. It's really beautiful. All right, so I've got that. Next thing I need to do is, first of all, show you that I'm working with sketch number 2 today. And so I have cheated. I've cut these 2 papers down to 3 by 3, and then the matte layer is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this card together while I tell you about Kendra's card challenge. This is a challenge, a quarterly challenge, where you get a free printable from Kendra, and I will have the link down below. And you can make 15 cards using 6 by 6 pattern papers and some papers from your stash. So again, it's totally free. You do need to join her Patreon. She does have a free membership, and she has some sponsored memberships, paid memberships too, where there are all kinds of bonuses. So, you know, to keep that in mind, you know, going forward. And also to remind you that this is a hop, and I will have the hop playlist down below. And we are hopping and celebrating This Calls for Confetti today. So I hope you'll hop along with all the rest of the team and enjoy all the video inspiration. So I'm putting glue on a good portion of this, and I'm following the sketch roughly. So what I want to do is I want to lay this down, and what I want is about a 1/2 inch between the 2. And I do want to make sure my stripes are going the same way, so I am being mindful of that. That looks about right. Okay, and I'll put some glue everywhere where I think there needs to be glue. I'll also be using some sequins, or not sequins, but confetti from This Calls for Confetti to decorate it at the end. And it's not that important to me that they line up, but if they do, that's a cool bonus. And they do. How about that? So the sort of watercolor looked lines line up nicely with each other on the two separate pieces. And then I will, let me see if I can get some of that glue off of there. I will trim those off and save the excess for another card. So I also want to mention that this is a giveaway hop, and there is a prize claim form, or a prize submission form linked in the description box below, along with all the details on the end of the contest and what the rules are. So I'm going to first cut this with scissors, and then I will cut it with my trimmer, because I can't cut very straight with my scissors. Just can't do it, and I don't want to cut off my beautiful edge there. But nor do I want to stick all that glue in my trimmer, so... I mean, there's a way you can do it, and you can, draw where you want the glue to go. But those two pieces will be great for another card, by the way. But I just don't do that because it requires me to flip something upside down, and then my poor brain just I can't do it. I get confused. So anyway, we'll get this trimmed off with the trimmer. And I'm just lining it up right up to the line. This doesn't look like it's straight. Let me straighten that out a little. Little piece missed. Okay, come on, get in there straight. And there we go. Now it should be straight. Ah, perfect. And all that's left to do is to put on the sentiment and some embellishments, and this card will be done. If you haven't already, there's over at This Calls for Confetti, there is a story. It's called Alice's Story, and a lot of the dies and stamps and stuff are inspired by Alice, who is Lisa's mom. So it's heartfelt. I love that about this company. It's just a small company, and very personal. So I'm just going to glue this down to that piece of paper that I colored by just doing ink to paper with that Glamorous Versafine Clair, and I'll go ahead and put the little middles in with my tweezers. Get them moved around so they're sitting in there as perfect as I can get them. And then I'll trim it down so it's got a border around it. It's a pretty neat set too. I really like it, and I can save the other letters for another card, so I get a free twofer. See? There we go. All right, so I'm just going to line this up to the edge of the little plastic guard and use that as my guide for my border. Perfect. It was a happy coincidence that the Glamorous goes so well with this piece of paper, with This Calls for Confetti. And I'm going to do Gotcha Day because you don't see enough of that, and I like that. I really do. I think that it's, important to recognize other types of, not holidays, but celebrations. So I'm going to stamp this in the same dark pink ink, the Glamorous, and I'm just stamping down lightly but twice. I'm not pushing hard because I don't want to mush my letters out. And I just clean with a little bit of stamp cleaner. Get that put away, and I'll trim down the Gotcha Day, and we will complete. All right, I've got everything trimmed out. I've got myself a card base here, and I'm just using a white card base. So it's an A2 size card. And I do like to use wet glue here. And because I used watercolor paper and I used a heat tool to dry it, and I did that off camera because I don't like to dry things right here on my cutting mat because it warps it, and that's no fun. So let me just make sure this is on here straight. And just straighten it up a little bit. Give it a little push, and then I'm going to just put some weight on it and walk away for a few minutes, and I'll be right back. All right, now it's nice and dry, pretty flat. Way to go. Now we can complete the card. So I'm going to pop up the happy on some foam tape. And I'm not using a super high loft foam tape, just kind of, you know, your average foam tape size. So I've gone ahead and popped that up off camera, and I'm just going to go ahead and peel the backers off, and I'm going to get it stuck down. And I went ahead and poured out my white confetti, so we're ready to go with that. And then I'm going to just pop up half of the gotcha day and just glue the rest down to the happy. Such a happy card. Maybe next time I'll make a blue card. I don't know. Like I said, I'm on a pink kick. So we're going to put it right about there. So I'm going to add some glue, and don't let that stick to my watercolor, and pull it up. I hope you're inspired by today's card and all the products by this calls for confetti, and I will have everything linked down in the description box below. I do have an affiliate with this calls for confetti, so I might make a couple of cents, but it won't cost you anything extra. And I feel like I want to do a lot of them on this one. So I'm going to do 3 on each side, on the stripe side, and then we'll see where we go on the solid or the ombre side. Go 1, 2, 3 up top. I like this confetti because it comes in different sizes. And then I think I'll do another 2 down here, and that'll complete the card. So I hope you'll hop along with the rest of the hoppers in the group today. And stay tuned for more inspiration from Kendra's Card Challenge 14. There we go. There's our card. We've got our little white sparkles. Have a happy day. Bye-bye.